You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. We begin tonight with breaking news. The Sarasota Police Department investigating a drowning that took place at the 10th Street boat ramp this evening. Detectives say one person is dead. Police believe that victim is a white male, approximately in his 40s. One witness tells ABC7 that he saw a dead body floating in the water and swam out to grab the body and bring it to shore. Another witness says the body looked like he had been there for quite some time.
Wish, I wish I could have revived him, but it was too past his time, because he was out there for probably at least a half hour to an hour from what the paramedics said.
Police are investigating and interviewing potential witnesses. We will continue to keep you updated about this story on air and online. Commissioners in DeSoto County shot down a request today from Mosaic for rezoning of land for phosphate mining. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us now here in the studio. He was in Arcadia when that decision happened. Rick, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, Jacqueline, this comes a day ahead of when Mosaic will be in front of Manatee County Commissioners. Dozens of people lined up in front of commissioners, that's in DeSoto County, for several hours speaking out against it. They tell me they're happy that the commissioners rejected Mosaic's request.
After 2 days and 11 hours of hearings, DeSoto County Commissioners voted 4-1, denying Mosaic's request to rezone 14,000 acres between State Road 72 and State Road 70 in Arcadia from agricultural land to phosphate mining industrial land.
True satisfaction would be they shut down their mines in the state of Florida. They figure out a new way to do this type of mining and leave our water districts alone.
Back in 2016, Mosaic made national headlines after a huge sinkhole at their Mulberry location dumped 215 million gallons of what the company says was slightly radioactive water into the aquifer. Commissioners heard from more than 100 residents from Manatee, Charlotte, DeSoto, and Charlotte counties who are opposed to this. People who spoke out against it had some major concerns, especially since the land in question is right up against some waterways, including Horse Creek.
They are talking about taking away the ability to produce food on this land because it will be so toxic after the mining is done, and they are talking about destroying the ability for this county to supply the rest of the people who depend on fresh drinking water for life.
The commissioners also heard an in-depth rebuttal from Mosaic. Mosaic was pushing for this rezoning because there are already 9,000 other acres spread out that's zoned for the mining. The additional 14,000 acres would have connected the land, making it more ideal for the mining.
We have the deepest respect for the commissioners here, obviously. We're disappointed. We feel that our rezone request met every criteria of the law, and I really think that truly at the end of the day it's a missed opportunity for DeSoto.
In Manatee County, commissioners approved a 3,600-acre expansion last year to the Mosaic Wingate phosphate mine that sits right next to the Lake Manatee watershed. On Thursday, they will be in front of commissioners pushing for approval of their operating permit.
And Mosaic's meeting with Manatee County Commissioners gets underway tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. That's in downtown Bradenton. ABC7's Marla Spence will have live coverage on Good Morning Suncoast. Jacqueline, back to you.
Rick, thank you. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast. And Bob, I know those late night, early morning storms have really kind of been waking me up in the middle of the night. Can we expect them again tonight?
Yeah, we had a few this evening. Some showers around, not a lot of lightning at this point. That's good news. The lightning will be back, though, especially Saturday and Sunday afternoon and evening as we go back to more of a normal pattern. The low pressure area that had been over Georgia has now slipped off to the northeast, bringing heavy amounts of rainfall to parts of the mid-Atlantic coast states as well as up into the northern New England states. Another little low still kind of spinning just off the coast of Florida right now. We have this line of low pressure with a little piece of energy every once in a while working its way along it. And we had some showers around earlier, just about 2 hours ago, some moderate rainfall through Longboat Key, also through Anna Maria Island, a little bit of heavy rain at times. And that's what we've been seeing lately. Periods of these brief showers pushing on through and bringing us some moderate to heavy rain at times just for a short period of time because they're moving pretty rapidly off to the northeast. northeast. There's still some light rainfall lingering over parts of northwest Bradenton, stretching out toward the north end of Longboat Key near Whitney Beach and also near Cortez, but the rain is very light at this point. There's still showers out there, though, indicating instability in the atmosphere. All that kind of working its way off toward the northeast. We're looking at 81 degrees right now under generally fair skies. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies are investigating an armed bank robbery at the BB&T Bank near the Target store on US 41. Witnesses say the robbers showed a gun while demanding cash before running away. He's described as white, between 40 and 50 years old. He was last seen at around 1:30 this afternoon wearing a button-down shirt, jeans, and a cowboy hat. If you have any information, you're being asked to call the sheriff's office or Crime Stoppers. And do you recognize this man? Sarasota Police Department says he stole a wallet from somebody at Memories Lounge in North Sarasota last week. If you know who he is, you're being asked to contact Sarasota PD. A hazmat call at a Sarasota County school today. Fire crews rushed to Oak Park School, where there was smoke that they first thought was from a fire, but then later determined it was a hazardous fog. The fire department's special unit determined that cause was because of a Freon leak.
Freon is a refrigerant that you have in your AC unit at home. It's what makes the air cold in your home.
They ended up using a ventilation fan to clear out that area. 14 kids and 9 adults from a Sarasota day camp were in the school at the time and took shelter during the incident. Luckily, there were no injuries. The longtime city clerk in Northport is stepping down after 15 years on the job. Today, we're learning more about Patsy Adkins' sudden resignation. An evaluation of her office earlier this month found a massive backlog in responding to public records requests. But officials soon realized the majority of those came from one person, former City Commissioner Cheryl Cook. Out of the 2,800 requests since 2016, most of them, 2,400, were made by Cook. Although asking for public records is the right of every resident in Northport, we reached out to Cook to ask why she made so many requests. She did not respond to any of our messages or calls.
You know, we've hired additional people just for that amount of requests. And again, this all comes at a cost to the taxpayers.
Those additional employees that were hired and the extra resources brought in just to keep up with the amount of requests have cost the city close to $100,000. Well, one woman is calling for action tonight, saying a Sarasota road she drives several times a week is dangerous and neglected. She says the one block of North Ridge Road just east of Honoré Avenue is the exit for a major shopping center, and it's long overdue for repainting. The yellow lines to indicate to drivers which lane they're in are so faded that you can barely see them. The problem is it's a stretch of road that gets a lot of traffic. It's the back way to exit a major shopping center on Clark Road, and it's also an exit for a residential neighborhood.
One time I was in the lane to turn left to go down Honoré, and a car came up to my left into the section that's supposed to be painted yellow, that not to be there. And when the light changed, all of us that were in the left turn lane started to turn, and this lady starts honking like we're in the wrong.
That woman has been in contact with the city, but our research led us to the actual owner of this road. It's an independent company who owns the shopping center next door. We called them numerous times, but have not yet heard back. Plans for the new Lakewood Ranch Cancer Care Facility are well on their way. The building site near the new Earth Fair will break ground on Monday. According to a press release from the Florida cancer specialists, the new comprehensive cancer center will allow patients to get a variety of services and treatments all under one roof, including chemotherapy, national clinical trials, physician visits, and lab work. Well, Palmetto's Lincoln Park is getting a new pool within the next year. County commissioners are voting unanimously for the project this week. It will be the first community pool built by the county in more than 30 years. Commissioners hope the pool will help more people in Palmetto learn how to swim. And a group of Sarasota bikers are riding cross-country to raise awareness about youth suicide. Sarasota business owner Corey Souza and his group of 15 friends will leave tomorrow to join 75 other bikers from all over the country to embark on a 3,000-mile, 8-day journey called the Ride to the 78th.
It's Bikers Against Bullies and Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I'm just You know, there's a lot of negative stuff going on in the world today, and with you know, kids shooting schools and all that other stuff going on. It's just a good cause.
Over the last 3 years, the ride has raised more than $350,000, all of which goes directly to charities to help educate kids on the long-term and short-term effects of bullying. Blessing Bags Food Pantry has an official headquarters now in downtown Bradenton. The Blessing Bags project started 4 years ago by a group of people that just wanted to help. They provide hygiene products, food, clothing, and support to people who are struggling financially or may be homeless. The organization's president says this new location gives them the opportunity to meet one-on-one with those in need.
We see their direct needs, like them walking down the street and you see them limping, and it's because their soles are totally worn out from their sneakers in the hot sun and then the rain.
The Blessing Bag Project is known for its hand-sewn children's bags. Children who are experiencing homelessness can get a bag with toys, snacks, and a Beanie Baby. Their next goal is to buy a van so that they can pick up more donations. And a new food trailer in Bradenton is giving children access to free meals this summer. The trailer, called the Caboose, joins the other 2 mobile feeding vehicles until August 3rd. This is all part of the Summer Break Spot program. The Caboose will make 4 stops every day in Bradenton. Those stops include the Manatee County Health Department at 11 a.m., the Manatee Performing Arts Center at noon, the City Stop on 11th Avenue East at 1 p.m., and the City Life Church at 2 o'clock. Now, ABC7 is partnering with All Faiths Food Bank and the Food Bank of Manatee County to help families in need on the Suncoast this summer. If you want to learn more about our initiative, just go to our website, mysuncoast.com. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, we're learning more about the mental state of a man accused of shooting a police officer. A psychologist weighs in on his cries for help. Plus, President Trump's announcement, which he says will help save the U.S. economy.
The body, it is a work of art and a powerful ally in the fight against cancer. A new approach called immunotherapy works by helping our immune system correctly identify and eradicate many types of cancer cells. Speak with your doctor and visit su2c.org/immunotherapy to learn more. Your body might just be your greatest hope.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Introducing the ABC7 First Alert Weather Tracker. This all-new mobile weather lab is just one more way. The team you trust is keeping you ahead of the storms. The ABC7 First Alert Weather Tracker, sponsored by Mr. Sparky, America's on-time electrician.
A Marine Corps ring found on Siesta Key Beach on Sunday is now back in the hands of its rightful owner. After hundreds of shares on Facebook, Suzanne Rogers, who found the ring, was finally able to get in touch with Jamie Andrade from Tampa, who had lost the ring when he was visiting a few weeks ago. Before Rogers found Andrade, she called the United States Marine Corps Paris Island and reached out to just about as many people as she could. After the Georgia woman reunited the Marine with his ring, the two enjoyed dinner and a game of pool and now have an unbreakable bond. Bob, just goes to show the power of social media. I know I shared it on my Facebook. I had a lot of people sharing it from there too, so it got around.
And we have a couple other people that have lost their rings there during the July 4th week.
Right.
And I know some people that are out there that are still looking for that ring because it's very valuable. And if you find it, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on a Siesta Key. And I had a guy actually, he had one of those metal detectors. I asked him to look for it. He looked for it, but didn't find it.
No
But
luck.
he did find, he claims, a piece of gold on Anna Maria Island.
Well,
so
there you
we're
go.
researching
There's
that story.
all sorts of things out there.
Yeah, I might get one of those things. You never know. We are looking at the sunset from Tower Cam tonight, and you can see we've had some clouds moving in along with a few showers at times, and that's been the case all evening long. Not everyone had the rain, but they're out there. There's still a few showers. A little peek of the sun right there, just clouds opening up just a little bit just before it went below the horizon. And Vasilescu also getting this great shot with the crepuscular rays on top there, casting those shadows on some of the higher clouds above it. Beautiful colors. And Stone Castle getting the shot of those cumulus clouds coming on by, and Bonnie Wilson also a beautiful beach shot there. As far as red tide goes, not the best sunsets being seen here because of the red tide, and with a west wind it keeps the harmful impacts right along the coast there from Venice southward. The good news is on the midweek report is that areas north of Venice where we have been showing up some moderate levels there near Big Pass and also Longboat as well, just southern end of Longboat. Not showing up now with this latest report. Let's hope it continues to thin out and get out of here because it's been around for several weeks now. In fact, over a month and a half. Titan radar picture showing a lot of scattered showers out in the Gulf of Mexico, still hanging on across parts of the eastern Gulf, and one lone shower just to the northeast of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, but that's about it around Manatee County. All is fairly quiet there. We can expect a few occasional showers overnight. Don't think we're going to see a lot of big thunderstorms around, but we will see some rainfall at times. Now the forecast, a futurecast, indicating that we will see a few morning showers right along the coast. There's 8:30 in the morning, and some of that activity working its way onshore throughout the day. But the rain chances aren't all that high for us in the afternoon. Most of that activity will be inland along the east coast. We will eventually see a return to the southeasterly wind component, which is going to bring us afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Friday is a transitional day. I think Saturday and Sunday a better chance of seeing those afternoon and evening storms return to west central Florida. 79 in Jacksonville, it's 79 now in Orlando. A bit warmer in Key West, and it's 87 there, 84 in Sarasota, 85 in Inglewood now. Cooler in Arcadia, but not much, 81 degrees, and the Gulf water temperature at 87. The heat index still very high for this time of night. Into the upper 80s to low 90s right now. In places like Venice, it's 93 degrees. That's what it feels like when you factor in that humidity. The winds will stay out of the west-southwest, and that will once again bring some onshore flow. I'm not anticipating a big heavy surf there though, and so I think it looks like the rip current problems that we've been seeing will slowly fade away. South winds are at 7 now, the dew point way up there, and the high today did warm up into the upper 80s to low 90s. We had 1/1600ths of an inch of rainfall, and again, there it is again. And it looks like temperatures currently very hot over the southern plain states, 90 in Dallas, 73 in Cleveland, 75 in Boston, 75 in Washington. A bit cooler over the northeast and Great Lakes because of the trough of low pressure, and a ridge continuing to bring the heat. In Reno, it's 94 at this hour, 110 still in Phoenix. Highs tomorrow will warm to 102 in Dallas, 85 in St. Louis, and 85 in Cleveland. A lot of rain falling across the Northeast, causing flooding concerns in the eastern portions of New York and Pennsylvania. Out west, the monsoonal moisture continues to bring a lot of showers in that direction, but this will be a big problem for more rain tomorrow over the Northeast as that low pressure system tracks off in that direction. For boaters, it looks to be pretty quiet. We'll start off with 15-knot winds out of the southwest, subside to 5 to 10. Seas will be running right around 2 feet with a moderate chop. Rain chance tomorrow at 40%. 30 on Friday with a few showers scattered about at any time during the day. Then we get back into the afternoon and evening variety of storms right through the weekend, and then it sticks around too throughout midweek next week. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. The Florida Forest Service is sending 20 firefighters to help with the Ferguson fire in California's Sierra National Forest. The 36,000-acre wildfire began nearly 2 weeks ago. The Florida Forest Service says the firefighters are ready to help protect California's residents, homes, and wildfire. There are also currently 47 resources deployed to help in 8 other states. Well, one doctor is saying the cop shooting in Fort Myers could have been prevented had the Sarasota man charged with that attempted murder been given the mental health treatment he asked for. Wisner Desmerit is charged with shooting a Fort Myers police officer just 48 hours after being released from jail in Sarasota. While in jail, Desmerit wrote a series of letters to a Sarasota County judge detailing his mental health issues, including paranoia and asking for help. But experts deemed Desmerit competent to proceed, and he was released from jail. Dr. Eddie Renier calls that letter a cry for help.
The inmate tried to communicate their distress. They tried to tell people they weren't getting the help that they needed. And either the help was not available or no one cared enough to respond to it.
Dr. Renier says someone may be mentally ill but still competent to go to trial, which is what he believes may have happened in this case. A battle over voting rights in Florida is going before a federal appeals court. There was a hearing today on a lawsuit that challenges the state's process for restoring voting rights to former prisoners. As many as 1.5 million felons cannot vote because of a ban that's included in Florida's Constitution. A judge is currently questioning the current system that requires a former prisoner to wait up to 7 years before they can even ask to have those voting rights restored. Meanwhile, over to the White House, where President Trump sat with the head of the European Union to negotiate on trade. This comes amid growing global tensions over tariffs. The administration announced an emergency aid package for farmers impacted by the trade fight with China and other countries. ABC's Arlette Saenz has that story from Washington.
In a surprise Rose Garden announcement, President Trump declared a trade truce with the European Union.
So we had a big day, very big. We met right here at the White House to launch a new phase in the relationship between the United States and the European Union.
The president has slapped tariffs on steel and aluminum from the EU, Mexico, Canada, and China. Those countries retaliated with tariffs of their own. Here at home, American farmers like Greg Hora, who raises hogs in Fort Dodge, Iowa, are already feeling the heat.
U.S. pork producers are taking the brunt of the negative losses right now.
The administration is trying to blunt that impact, announcing $12 billion in emergency aid for farmers and ranchers. It's unknown how those payments will be calculated or dispersed, but they're coming in September, right before the midterm elections. That bailout isn't sitting well with some in the president's own party.
And farmers don't want a dole. They want to trade. They don't want aid.
The president's announcement keeps current tariffs in place for now, but the U.S. and EU will hold off on future tariffs while they talk it out.
This is why we agreed today, first of all, to work together towards zero tariffs, zero non-tariff barriers, and zero subsidies on non-auto industrial goods.
For Hora, he wants the administration to act fast.
Patience is wearing thin on U.S. pork producers. We need the administration to come to these deals quickly.
Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
Sports is next, but first here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel's new tonight.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hello, Jimmy, and say hello to Henry Cavill.
Count me in.
Plus, the Roastmaster General, Jeff Ross.
Hello there.
And Jeff takes it to the streets.
Boy, you're so ugly. Hello, Kitty, say goodbye.
Emmy-nominated Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value and great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
I think about my own family and I think about my own kids' dream, and I see these kids' dream.
There's something about dance that just is universal and just speaks to everybody.
Every day some student makes a breakthrough, discovers something.
Teaching is about giving. It's a different kind of giving. When I teach, I know it's a gift that I'm giving.
Now, sports.
The Rays beat the Yankees today with 6 pitchers, including their multitasker. Their scheduled starter had been traded, so Tampa Bay used 6 other pitchers to beat the New York Yankees 3-2. Scheduled Rays starter Nathan Eovaldi was traded to AL East to leave from Boston about 2 hours before game time. New York has lost just 2 series since May, and both of those are against the Rays. Well, the 2018 Tour de France continues as the riders set their sights on stage 17 today. Nairo Quintana runs into trouble with his front wheel during the initial climb of the stage. Quintana would eventually get his bike repaired and continues his chase for the lead. He works his way to the front of the pack and holds on for his second career Tour de France stage victory. Geraint Thomas keeps the yellow jersey and beat 4-time champion Chris Froome. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers when we come back.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G-Freed has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G-Freed Flooring America. G-Freed Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
I'll be right back.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit is getting fit, all thanks to the support from the community. They got a new device called a dog trotter, better known as a doggy treadmill. The dogs are able to run full speed on their machines. The Sheriff's Office says it'll help the dogs focus energy, build muscles, and enhance obedience. I think I need to invest in one of those for my dog. She could stand to lose some weight a little bit.
Yeah, I chase mine around once in a while, but not enough. You know, I need to get on one of those treadmills, get in shape again. We are looking at some showers tomorrow, a possibility of them widely scattered, moderate, and maybe some lightning with a few of them. Temperatures warming into the upper 80s.
All right, thanks, Bob. And thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening. Have a great night.